Kentucky's two-year executive branch budget, House Bill 500, is about 100 pages lighter than in years past. House Budget Committee Chair Jason Petrie calls it a starting point and says various agency funding requests will be considered case by case. The Kentucky Center for Economic Policy is critical of the proposal, arguing the House budget is being drafted to make it possible for additional income tax cuts.
This will be a time period during this session for agencies, for legislators, for other interested parties to come talk to their representatives and put their best case forward on any request that's been made inside the operational budgets for the Commonwealth.
I think there's an indication that many of those may not be granted. That may change between now and the end of the session, but there is less resources because of the tax cuts. And if there's a choice to prioritize more tax cuts, there's not a lot of room to work with.
Now, with this only being a first draft, there's no doubt the budget will go through many changes before it is passed out of the House, and then the Senate will have its say. That chamber's budget committee met with the governor's budget director on Wednesday morning. Representative Bray, you're one of the co-sponsors on the big budget bill this year. Now, both Mr. Bailey and Representative Petrie agree that there's not a revenue issue, but Bailey argues that the General Assembly is trying to underspend relative to the revenue we're bringing in order to make the income tax triggers. What's your response to that?
Yeah, that's just outright false. If you look at the revenue of the Commonwealth, they're going to make the argument that, you're having to make these cuts because of tax cuts and we're just giving away the Commonwealth's money. That's not the case. If you look at the actual revenue projections, particularly going back to 2016 when the Republicans took over the majority, the revenues have grown from about $10.8 billion to $16 billion by the end of this. That's a 60% growth in revenue, despite the fact that we've cut over 40% in income taxes. I think we don't have a revenue issue. What we've got an issue in is government spending. Like, has the government gotten too big? And that's what you're going to see us focusing on. When we talk about things like Medicaid budget, that's expanded over 40% just since 2018. And that's not anything to do with COVID or federal funds. That's just general fund dollars that have gone in from taxpayers into the Medicaid program. And that's not because of expansion, because expansion was already there. We're trying to get a handle on these things, because when you look at what's happening in other states, there's a lot of waste and fraud and abuse that's going on. We want to make sure that's not going on in Kentucky. We want to make sure that the government is appropriately sized, it's efficient, it's serving the functions that we want it to, because every dollar that comes to Frankfort is taken from the taxpayers. That's a dollar that could be spent back in the district. That's a dollar that could be spent better than any way that a politician in Frankfort knows how, because those dollars that come from taxpayers are better invested in taxpayers when they don't come to Frankfort to start with.
Representative Donworth, what were the House Democrats' reaction to the budget, and particularly the strategy that's being taken this time around?
I would say more than anything, kind of confusion. We don't, Representative Petrie and Representative Bray both have touched on this, that this is a starting point. And the idea that there will be other things coming later. I hope that we can have some more conversations about making sure that some of our priorities are included, but right now there's kind of a lot of uncertainty about what that's going to look like.
Now, the current draft calls for a spending reduction of 4% in the fiscal year 27, an additional 3% in fiscal year 28 for most state agencies. The governor's budget also had some reductions and some freezes, but it touched some different areas. So I'm curious, how would you all compare the two proposals right now?
We've taken a different approach. So we've identified areas that we think need to be left alone, right? Education funding. We've taken that off the table from a 4% reduction or a 3% reduction. Department of Corrections, employees, we've taken all this stuff off the table and then looking at applying a 4% and then 3% across the board after that. We feel like that's a more targeted approach. This is a more transparent approach. We filed, the version that was filed, like Chairman Petrie said, is the first version. It is the roughest of rough drafts. We have something every week. We've got Budget Review Subcommittee chairmen who have meetings, and they bring in state agencies to make their pitch for why they need additional funding. over the interim, so our state budget's about $15.5 billion. We received over $10 billion in additional budget requests from the state agencies. We can't approve all of those. You have to vet those out somehow, and we're using the budget review subcommittees to do that. And we're doing it in front of the public. It's a much more transparent process, and so while it may appear confusing because you've got this bare bones budget laid out there, the public absolutely has a lot more input when it's done this way.
We got just under a minute left here, Representative Donworth, so I'll let you get the last word in. Given the Democrats' role right now in the House, y'all are in the minority. Y'all can't get everything y'all are going to want. So is there any particular issue that y'all may prioritize saying, hey, this is what we want to focus on to get a little more funding than what's in the current draft?
I think three things: education, housing, and healthcare. Those are the three big pieces. I think we've proposed funding for rural hospitals in particular. The education not being cut is great, but really when you're keeping it flat in this environment, that is a cut. So that those are really the three priority areas.
Well,